Hello everyone, I'm Rachel Tessman from StampYourArtOut.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Andover, Minnesota in the US, and I'm here to bring you a live paper crafting class, and this is a special day. Hang on just a minute. Oh my goodness sakes. I forgot to plug in my microphone again. We're doing craft-along videos 6 days in a row, so I'm forgetting to do my basic things because it's just boom, 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 go, 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 right? We're having fun though. We are crafting projects, 12 projects in these 6 days from two main bundles that we're focusing on. We have the Help Me Grow bundle and we have the Scallop Wishes bundle, and they are so much fun to create with. So I hope that you stick around and watch some creative inspiration from that. If you did not catch the last 3 videos, you'll want to go to my channel and click on the live videos and then just kind of go backwards in time, and you'll see Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays. And today we are featuring Jennifer Hill's projects. Let me bring you to the desktop so you can take a peek at the tutorial bundle PDF. It's a 31-page, 32 if you count the cover, of directions, photos, measurements, templates, and written directions. All that stuff is right inside this PDF. It is something that you can get for $25, or you can get it for free with an order during craft along time. So if you've placed an order Monday through this coming Saturday in my online store that is $50 or more, then this will come to you in that thank you email. Welcome, welcome everybody. And a big welcome to Trisha Joseph. She is my moderator. She is here to answer questions. Oh, actually, no, we only had her yesterday. Sorry, I'm again, spacing because it's so many days of lives in a row. She was here yesterday. I need to answer questions today. So if you have questions, make sure that they stand out for me so that I can notice them or keep asking them over and over again so that I can make sure that I get to them, okay? And a lot of you are sharing about the weather. We have rainy but cold weather, and so there's like ice forming, and it's pretty dangerous out there as far as driving in certain parts of the Twin City area here in Minnesota. But hopefully everyone's driving safely because we are kind of used to this weather. We're just done with it, I guess. We want our summer to be here. So a big welcome to all of my subscribers to my channel and to my members that support me monetarily. I appreciate all of you tuning in, and thank you for taking time out of your day today, you guys. So we're going to dive into projects. What would that be? If we're on day 4, it would be 8 and 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 8 and 9. No, I have to go backwards. 7 and 8? I don't know. Anyways, we're doing the next 2. So we did these 2 on Monday, and we're doing them all in order. These are Tuesdays. These were the ones that I designed. We have Wednesdays. Those were Melissa's. We had Rhonda's at the beginning, and now we're on Jennifer's. So we're going to make some cards. We're going to make 2 cards, and one of them has a lot of details. So I did do some pre-cutting and die cutting type stuff ahead of time. This is the first card that we'll make. Super sweet and pretty, and I love the little dragonflies on here with the colored wings. We have a wing on the inside too, so we'll do that one first. And then we'll do this fun fold card. It is an easel card. Looks like this, and it has a little apron look to it. Lots of details for this one though. So we're gonna start. Are we ready? Oh, one more thing before we begin. I just want to direct you to my website. In fact, let me bring you over there really quickly on my computer so that you can see. There is a post that is linked in the description of this video to my website at StampYourArtOut.com. It will take you to this post right here. And this post, if you scroll towards the middle, we'll just do that really quickly here. Hang on. Okay, if you scroll towards the middle, you will see links to all the videos for the craft along. You'll see further down a list of supplies that we are using during the craft along. And at the very bottom of the post, there's a visual shoppable list of supplies. So that way you can come back to one spot. You can see it all. You can rewatch the videos over and over again, and you can recreate the projects. Again, the tutorial is available for $25 and free with a $50 order during this week. Those of you that did get the kits, thank you for purchasing them. I don't have any left, but we will be doing another craft along this summer. So make sure that you subscribe to my blog and my newsletter so that you can tune in and sign up for that one so you can get product. All right, here we go. We're going to take a card base, and it is thick, basic white cardstock. It's 4 1/4 by 11, and we're going to fold that at the score line at 5.5 inches. We're ready to add our designer paper from Mixed Up Patterns, and we're going to be using the lined side of these. This is like my favorite piece in the whole pack, and that piece measures the full 4 1/4 by 5.5. So it fills the whole front side of your card base, front there. And we're just going to line that up and stick that down. If you have any excess, you can turn it over and trim off anything that's sticking beyond the edges. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to stamp onto a scrap of white. This is just regular basic white cardstock. We're going to use the scallop oval image, the largest one that is in the stamp set from Scallop Wishes. So we're using this one here. It does have a coordinating die. We're going to ink it up in Pecan Pie ink. When we ink it up though, we want to have a very, very light version. You guys are so fun. Thank you for commenting and telling me how you're doing on this. If you actually got the kit, it's so fun to read comments. All right, so we're going to take a scrap piece of paper and we're going to ink that with Pecan Pie ink. Do we say pecan or pecan? I don't know, wherever the emphasis is. Then we're going to stamp it off. So we're removing some ink, and we're going to do a lighter version onto our scrap of white. So now it's more like a barely there kind of golden inked image. And then we're going to die cut that with the largest die from that die set, that coordinating die set. We'll set that aside for just a minute though, because we're not going to bring in the die cutting machine quite yet. I want to show you all the other pieces that belong to this card. And again, I did do a lot of the cutting, a lot of the preparation work ahead of time. So from a scrap of silver foil, you're going to cut the more detailed little plant marker. So we have that ready. From a scrap of, this is peacock, whatever it's called, something peacock. Joanne, do you remember the name of the peacock cardstock?
Pretty Peacock.
Pretty Peacock, thank you. Pretty Peacock. I'm tired, you guys. This is crazy. This many lives in a row. I didn't realize how much work it was going to be. I'm having fun, but I'm forgetting things. I'm forgetting what day of the week it is. I'm forgetting Stampin' Up! Colors. Okay, so then I also cut out wings with vellum. So you have scraps of vellum if you got the kit ahead of time, and you want to do 2 of those. So I did that from a little bit of vellum. From the Pretty Peacock. Sorry, I forgot to tell you what we got from that. That is the dragonfly bodies. We're doing 2 dragonflies on this card. So that's perfect because it cuts out 2 of them at once for you. So we have that. And then we'll need a couple pieces of the Wood Grain Wonders paper. This one here is, let me measure that for you. It's a 1/2 inch by 3 1/4, and this one goes all the way across, so 4 1/4. 1/2 inch by 3 1/4, 1/2 inch by 4 1/4. And I think we need 1 more white scrap. So we're going to do some more die cutting. We're going to die cut this piece here, and we're going to die cut this oval plus the scallop. Do you see that faint little scallop that is sitting on top of the paper there? So that is a separate die from the set, and that one looks like this. Now we can go ahead and bring all of these over to our machine. How many of you have kept up with the projects? That would be interesting to know, because there's a lot. We have 12. How many of you have kept up? If you're watching the Afterlive, by the way, tune in or comment away and let us know how you're doing with your projects as well, okay? Not late, you're just on time. All right, we're gonna die cut, and I'm gonna take a sticky note and hold it in place because we do have a stamped image on here and we do not want our die to shift on us. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick this down like that to hold it in place. The first video that I did on Monday, I actually walked through all the steps we took and cut out together from every single sheet of cardstock, die cut everything together. But we do have very detailed cards today, sort of like what we had on Tuesday when we shared Rachel's projects, because Rachel made very detailed projects too. So Jennifer's are quite detailed. We want to make sure that we can get through them in the hour. All right, and then, oh, we've done that one. Now we're going to take and die cut this piece from a scrap. So if you are new to paper crafting, I do recommend you watch that first video on Monday. That one literally goes step by step through all the cards that we make on that day. All right, so from this die, you can see all the little pieces that are in there. We've got an oval and we have a scalloped oval that's very detailed. So we're going to take our die brush, this thing here, and we'll do that on this die here too. This is a the die that we did the wings from. So I'm going to bring these over, set this over here. We'll get our scrap paper out and we'll do some cleanup, because the next time you do die cutting, you want to make sure that your dies are clear of debris so that you can use them again without having issues. Sometimes when you have cardstock stuck in all of those areas, then you can't get a full cut on your projects. Let's see if we've got it. Yep, that looks beautiful. And then you check all the little holes too. I see one that has a piece in it, so just pop that through. We'll do the same thing with the wings. I know we already have the wings out of there, but make sure that you're doing, you know, cleanup after you work too, because you want to be able to continue crafting. All right, next, let's get our dies out of the way and start assembling this beautiful, pretty little card. All right, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to center this piece flat in the middle front of our card. I'm going to use seal adhesive. Well, you know what? I'll use our multi-purpose liquid glue because I'm trying to become more of a fan of this. When you use multi-purpose liquid glue, it goes a lot further than seal. You can get a lot more cards made with it. This will go straight down, flat down on the front middle portion of your card. Once you have that centered, then you're going to add this piece to it. And we'll just add our glue around the solid edge. So that way the scallops can lift up if we want to and create a little bit of shadow. Okay. Keeping up with cutting, but not assembling yet. Okay, well that's good, because once they're cut, that's like the hardest step, right? Okay, and I think my scallop is a little tilted, so hopefully we can shift. And that's the problem. I mean, glue you can initially shift, but you can't shift it once it's stuck down. Okay, we're stuck down. That's okay. It's gonna be a little tip. It's not bad though in the window that I'm looking at that you guys are seeing. It must be fine. Okay. After that, we're gonna add the skinny wood strip, and we're gonna do that with dimensionals. Because it's a 1/2 inch, we can use these dimensionals that are a little bit bigger. I have both sizes here, but we will use the large ones for this piece. Peel off the backings, center that so it's going across your bottom portion of your scallop, a little bit further down, I think, actually. I'm gonna go even further down. I'm gonna go so that I can only see the bottom scallop sticking out right there. And then we want to stamp on this. So we're going to bring in our Secret Sea ink. You're going to do the cards later too. You ordered the Help Me Grow. Well, yeah, you got to have the bundle with you, I suppose, right? Yep. Waiting on the kit. Lisa, were you the one that I just sent the last one to? I think you are. So yeah, it's out in the mail. It's coming to you. All right, so we're gonna stamp the So Very Happy. And I'm gonna lay this oval on my grid paper. Grid paper is so helpful for straightening and lining things up. You have all those lines that kind of guide you, right? So I'm gonna place that on here, stamp this off to the right so that my words are going, you know, with the flow of the lines of the grid paper. And we just want it off to the right a bit so that we have room for that dragonfly to hop on there. So when I add dimensionals to this piece, I'm not going to place any on the bottom because that's going to overlap the wood piece that is already up on dimensionals. So instead, you can see it's going to sit right there. There's no dimensionals there. Instead, we're just going to put a little bit of glue right there. And we'll place that on there right in the middle of our oval. So everything looks nice and straight. Okay, next we have these tiny little pieces to add. Let's do the wings first. I'm going to pull that grid paper out that I had, my scrap grid paper here. And we'll do a little bit of coloring. We're going to bring in some blends markers. We're using the Lost Lagoon blends markers, and you can use light or dark. Okay. All right, and then flip over your wings. Actually, they kind of look the same on both sides, but just kind of brush your brush end of your blends marker across the back side of your wings and allow it to dry. You're gonna have to probably flip it and hold it with like a fingernail or something because it takes a little minute to dry on a non-coated surface. All right, put your blends marker away. We're gonna let those dry a little bit more, and let's bring in our little stake that goes in the garden. We'll add that with a dimensional at the top, and then we'll put just a little bit of glue at the very bottom. And we're gonna stick that behind and through that wooden area down there so that it's tilted. Yep, okay. I'm gonna zoom in. I'm kind of far away, aren't I? All right, and I got glue on my fingers. How did I do that? Hi, Karen. Sorry I didn't reply to your text yet. All right, we have our wings ready. They should be dry and ready to go. So now we can assemble our pretty little dragonflies. I love that Jennifer took and colored the wings. That just makes it so much more realistic, right? Okay, let's put a little dab of glue in the middle of the body. And we'll add the middle of the wings, and then we'll add our body. And hold that. You're making the projects right after the classes. Awesome. So when you watch them first, then you can rewatch them, and it probably goes a little bit faster than trying to keep up with me. Okay, let's do another butter or dragonfly here. There's also another ordering special happening this week. So if you are a blog follower or you subscribe to my newsletter, you know that I'm nearing a sales milestone that I'm really, really excited about. And I have a strong feeling I'm going to reach it this month. So for this month, I'm gifting to people who are placing large orders. So you'll want to check out that same blog post that's connected in the video, and it will tell you a little bit more about that. So technically, if you place like a $200 order, you're getting a ton for free this week during Craft Along. Just want to say. All right, so we're going to go ahead and glue the back side. And we're going to angle this so that we're seeing the words still, but the dragonfly looks like it's sitting on the sign. So we'll place it right about there. And with glue and foil, you want to be careful not to smear because the glue is pretty hard to get off if it oozes out or gets beyond your your thing that you're gluing on. So be really careful with that. Okay, let's add our strip along the bottom on the inside of the card. And I'm just going to place this about 1/4 of an inch from the bottom. And I did notice that I got a little bit longer on the designer paper. So I'm going to flip it over and use the edge of that cardstock to help trim off the excess. And then we'll add our dragonfly on the inside. Oops, too much glue again. That is the hard part for Rachel, is I sometimes ooze out a little bit too much glue when I'm gluing. Okay, I suppose I could use my silicone brush to add the glue. That's actually my favorite way to add glue to delicate things, but I don't want it on the wings. Never mind, I don't want it on the wings, just the body. Because I want the wings to be able to like lift up like that. It just gives it more of a realistic look. Okay, we have a bow and embellishments. That's it. But it's such a pretty card. I think on Jennifer's card, she used a different sentiment. You can use a variety of sentiments. She put the one, "I'm here for you if you need me." And I decided to make it more of like a congratulations, so very happy for you type of card. I tend to use a lot more of those personally. All right, let me grab the ribbon. The ribbon that we're using is the Berry Burst shiny ribbon. It is so pretty, so pretty. I'm gonna bring in that bow maker again, I think. And I'm gonna place it 3 prongs apart. And we'll do a little wrap here. Okay, so that goes around, and then we tie a knot on this side with these 2 pieces. I'm not super fast at this, by the way, but I do love the look that these bow makers give you. They're just like, I don't know, they're so sweet. Sweet little bows. Okay, let's grab our paper snips that has the ribbon on it, because we know it's nice and sharp. And we're going to add that onto our card with a glue dot. Glue dots. They are here. I know they are. Okay, maybe we won't add it on with a glue dot. Lifting up everything. Oh, here it is. Found him. Yes, very busy, but it's fun. I love crafting every day anyway, so I might as well be live doing it. Do you think that iridescent cellophane bags could get used for the... Oh my goodness, Denise, I love that idea. Would it survive the die cutting machine? I would think so. I would think it would. So give that a shot. I think that would be beautiful. So I'm going to take and left justify the bow also, just to kind of cover up the base of the plant marker here. Just kind of gives it a more full look on that side. And then we're going to add some embellishments. And on my sample card, you may have noticed that I didn't add embellishments yet. And that is because the garden epoxy dots only come with a limited number of each of these designs. And I wanted to make sure I had enough for my samples, because I didn't buy 2 bags. I should have bought 2 bags. Okay, so we're going to take and add 3 of these Berry Burst ones and just kind of balance out this look over here. We'll put 1 there. And maybe 1 and 2. There we go. So there is the finished card. So pretty, so stunning. I just love that. Thank you, Jennifer, for designing that beautiful card. Okay, the next card that we're gonna make is her apron one. Are you guys ready for that? All right, printed off your PDF last night. I know, it takes forever to print it off because it's 32 pages. You were gonna take notes after the first, but after watching the first 3 lives, had to have the PDF. You know, it's helpful, it is. You can get it for free, you guys, with an order if you want to, right? So there are ways. You can also get it for free if you're someone that purchased the kit, although at this point, since I have no kits left, you'll want to make sure that you're in on the kit for next time. I'm going to take and put these dies in a safe spot so that we don't start losing things on our table. Just doing a little tidying here. Got my dragonflies. And so we use both bundles on that card, just so you know. This is the Help Me Grow set of dies that goes with the Help Me Grow stamps, okay? And from there we used that garden little plant identifier sign. I'm trying to think if we used anything else in there. Actually, that was the only thing we used from there, but we mainly used the scallop wishes. These are the dies, and then these are the stamps. Really awesome bundles. They were released in March, so just a couple months ago, or a month ago, I should say. And I highly recommend them because you can make really, really cool projects from all of these, as you'll see this week. Let's move to our second card. For our second card, we are on page 21. 21 is the page that we're on if you're following along with your PDF. Just a little peek at the PDF and how it's laid out so you can see you got photos of the projects. You have your directions, your written directions. You have photo directions. You have like template kind of like visuals, like little layout type things like for my box. There are lists of supplies with the measurements, basic lists for like the tools and the ribbons, embellishments, and stamps. Okay, so for the second card, you guys ready? And I'm not following the directions step by step, just so you know, because if I did that, I would have to stop and start a lot more. This is going faster. I discovered that yesterday, that it's going faster if I just teach you the card as I would teach it to you. But of course, you can come back to those directions and follow them the way they're written too. All right, so for this next card, let's pull that stuff out. The card looks like, where did I put the finished one? Here it is. Like this, minus a couple embellishments. Okay, it's gonna be so fun. Here we go. Let's start with the base. It's crushed curry. It's a crushed curry card base. And so we have that scored, 4¼ by 11, and it's scored in half at 5½ inches. And then we also put an extra score line halfway between that at 2 3/4 inches. So this is a great way to make like Z-fold cards, easel cards. You know, it's just the basic measurements for those two types of cards. So we have an easel card going. Because it's an easel card, we want to make sure that we really break those fibers well in the score line areas. So we're going to fold back and forth so that they really have some flexibility to them and can lie flattish when the card is closed. Okay, the piece that's going to go first is going to be paired up with the larger of the two whites. So when you have your directions, you have two different whites. You have a full-size white, which is 4¼ by 5½, and then you have 4 by 5. This one becomes, 4 by 5¼ This one becomes the inner layer of the card. And then this one pairs up with the designer paper that's the same size. So they're going to stack on top of each other, and we're going to make the apron from this. You've made 5 projects so far, Vicki. Way to go. Way to keep up. That's awesome. Yay. All right, so we're going to put this on, and I'm going to go ahead and just slather on some seal adhesive here. I know, that's a lot of seal. You could do glue. All right, so we're going to stick that on here. Corner to corner, edge to edge. We've covered that whole piece of white cardstock. Now we're going to turn this into an apron, and we have a couple different, I have like several different options, but let me share with you the option that Jennifer recommends in her tutorial. If you have these dies, you can take one of these dies, and I think she used the one that measures, let me look at the tutorial again, because you can kind of tell on her grid paper here. So if these are all 1/4 inches, that would have been like 1 to 2½ inches wide. So this one here, little bit bigger. So I think she used this one, which is smack dab. That's not smack dab in the middle. It's 5th from the largest, 6th from the smallest. And she used this one and cut into her paper like that to get that little archway kind of design here, right? It kind of arches and gives you the, where the arm goes into the apron, right? So you do that on both sides. Another way is to use the base, is this called the basic oval punch? It's one of those oval punches. I didn't recommend this in the tool because we of course are using the arch dies for other things, but this is the way I made my sample. So you could take and punch like that, right? You could get your sleeves for your apron like that, or you can take and draw it out, but I would recommend drawing on the back side. So you could just kind of draw, and if you draw one side one way, see, it's going to be different. Like this does not look like the punch, it does not look like the arch, but whatever you have on one side, and you're not going to see that. So I'm going to do it this way just to show you how easy it is. You can take and go like this. Cut that out, flip it over, and trace and cut again. This time you want to follow the line though, because you want it to look even. So you don't want to just kind of like eyeball it. You want to follow your line. So because we could not add arch dies to your kits, this is the way I'd recommend it if you don't have the arch dies, the Everyday Arches dies. If you do, again, just lay that die right on top, run it through your machine, cut it, flip that piece over, trace it, line up your die again, and cut it. To save on time though, we're doing it the fast way, and it's the freehand way, and it's a cheaper way, actually, right? So that works. There we go. There's our apron. Next, we're gonna add a pocket to the apron, and if you got the kit, we did die cut this circle for you. This circle is 3 inches. It's 3 inches. And I'm going to cut it on my trimmer to make it into a pocket. So I'm going to add this into my trimmer at 1 3/4 inches. Look at that. I have lines on my hand. I must have put my hand into something yellow recently. little marker lines. Maybe it's because I'm making all these projects and I'm just dipping my hand into ink pads. Okay, so we have 1 3/4 for the edge of the circle, and that's going to give us a good sized pocket. As you can see, that's the pocket size that I used for this one. You can make it shorter, you can make it taller, you can cut it straight in half. I felt it needed a little depth, so I made it deeper. And this piece here can be used for die cutting a little piece out of it. It's called a lanyard, I think she called it I like that idea, calling it a lanyard. I do have that piece already cut out. So there we have that. And other pieces to prepare. So let me show you all the other pieces. And then I think we have a little bit of die cutting left to do. We need inside layers. So along with that white inside layer, we have these 2 pieces. This one measures 1 1/4 by 4. And this is 1 1/2 by 4, the Secret C. Yes, Secret C. And then this is one of the pieces from the mixed up patterns paper with the yellow color. The, let's see here, what else? Die cutting. So for die cutting, we're gonna have a little label. I'm gonna bring this card in so you can see it as we go through all the pieces. You're gonna need a little label at the top here, and that's made with this smaller scallop die from the Scallop Wishes bundle. And so when you cut that out, you get the inside and the outside. Save this and use this for something else, okay? Don't forget to use that for something else. This will go at the top of the card with a message. We have some floral pieces. So we have some greenery cut from a scrap of your garden green. Those are gonna go around the pocket. Then we have I used a strip, actually a couple strips of this Wood Grain Wonders paper to get a few handles that are in the pecan pie color. So we have those cut out. 2 of them are on the inside of the card, by the way. Here, I'll just prop that up so you can see. Then we need some flowers. So I have 3 flowers that I cut out with the designer paper. So it's the same designer paper as this one here, but I used a scrap of it to get some flowers that have like a multicolored look to them. So those are ready. And that's with this die that is part of the, I don't remember which one this comes in. This is the scallop oval, the scallop wishes stamp set or bundle dies. Okay, and then we need, gosh, oh golly gee whiz, there's a lot of dies on this one, you guys. Oh, I do have another flower because when you cut them out, you actually get 2, a large and a small. We'll set that aside because we don't need it. And then you get some tools that we need to get cut out too. And we cut them from the Lunar Luster paper. So you need a scrap of Lunar Luster to cut out the blades that go inside and a shovel or a trowel piece. I do have 2 cut from this because I used it for another cutting project earlier on. But you just need 1 of each of those. And they look like this when they're done. Last but not least is, and I gotta stick these down here so I don't lose them. Gotta keep those dies in place, you guys. All right, so last but not least, we have to make another one of these. And this was a tough one to do, I have to tell you. But I love a challenge. And so I brought in my tweezers from the Embossing Buddies toolkit, because when you squeeze it, it releases, and when you let go, it holds onto something. So we're gonna take our Secret Sea ribbon and some linen thread, and we're just gonna fold over our ribbon like this and hold it with the tip of our tweezers. So it's held in place. Then we're gonna grab some linen thread. You can use any kind of thread or twine. And you're just going to take and wrap around, or you can turn it into a knot too. If you don't have any of this on hand, you could just turn it into a little knot. I'm going to tie that really tight here, and then I'm going to shift it. Because you can see as I tighten it, it wants to kind of go kitty wampus on me. So we'll just shift that. Actually, what we'll do is we'll hold it flat. See, this, you need like multiple hands on this. Maybe what I'll do, I'm going to tie the knot. That's what I'll do. I'll tie the knot, and then I'll shift it because it's still within, there we go. So after you've tied the knot, then shift it and it'll straighten out. Then tie your bow like, oopsie, like, I almost lost it. There it is, like that. And you know, I apologize. I suppose I could have put a little bit of twine in everyone's kit. We have so many little odd ends and pieces like magnets and stuff like that, trying to give you alternates. If you want an alternate for this, if you do not have any twine that can do a little tiny bow at the top, like that, I'm going to shift this a little bit more. If you don't, I'm going to show you another way to do this. You can just take your ribbon and just tie, it's going to be easier too. Just tie an overhand knot at the base of the loop. Come on, there we go. Just tie an overhand knot at the base of the loop. And now you have a tied little piece that goes at the top of your apron. So you could do it that way too. Now we have all of our parts and pieces. We are ready to stamp. And actually, we're not die cutting anymore. I was thinking we were going to die cut from that, but that is a base piece. Okay, so let's stamp with sincere thanks, we're going to use crushed curry ink for that. I rarely go to light colors like this for words, but I'm loving this. I think this looks beautiful. I learned from this. This is like, I'm learning a lot by being in this craft along. This is so fun to make other people's design projects. We're going to stamp with sincere thanks in the middle of our oval. Straighten it out on your grid paper. Stamp it down. You could stamp it first and then die cut it. Either way works, but these are see-through stamps, so might as well. Oh, and then we also are going to bring out the Secret C ink. Hi, Ginger. Glad you could join. And thank you for the reminder, Pam. So nice of you. She said, don't forget to give the thumbs up. If you would like to give me the thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. Liking, subscribing, all those fun things. Helps me out. So thanks, you guys. All right, we're going to stamp onto these guys. So these pieces here, I'm dropping stuff. These pieces here are going to get stamped. And actually, we have a blending brush tip first. Let's do the blending brush with pecan pie. So pecan pie ink is first. Let's bring that in with our blending brush. Blending brush, there it is. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and add some shadowing to maybe like the base of the handle and maybe the neck of the handle, just where you think the wood would be darker. If you have the smaller blending brushes, this size, you could really get more detailed with your blending, but you can see the difference between these two just by adding a little blending. It just kind of deepens it and makes it look more realistic. I know Ange did that on her pot for her first card on Monday. I thought that was a really cool idea to add just a little bit of blending to give shadow to that pot that we had on that first card. I'm going to add a little bit more here. And let's do this one. And the base. I just love how blending ink onto a surface just gives it more of a realistic look. Looks like real wood now. Okay, we're going to keep our grid paper here. We are going to add some stamped flowers, because our wood handles also have a little design painted on them, or they will have. So now we bring in our Secret C ink and our stamp that has a floral look to it. It's kind of a dirty stamp, sorry about that. I used it yesterday and then forgot to clean it off. We're inking up the flowers, and we're just going to stamp right over the surface of our handle. You'll have to lift it up and peel it away to get that look to go on there, okay? And let me zoom so you can see better. Good morning, Margaret. Isn't that the most adorable card? It's so cute. Now we're gonna go ahead and stamp with this one. Same thing where you kind of have to peel it away. If you don't want to get your fingernail in there, you could get, you know, your scissors in there. Sorry, still fighting off a little congestion. It's going away though, you guys. By the time we're done with the craft along, I will be healed. Oh, from Sydney, Australia. Hi, Margaret. Glad you could tune in. And then our last one, and you could use that tweezers to pull it up. It would need to go to a special person, Linda. She goes, this card would definitely need to go to a special person. It's a very detailed card. All right. Time to assemble. Oh, I had some sentiments or messages that you guys had written in the live 2 days ago. I printed them off and forgot to share them yesterday. I love how Heidi said, because I was saying how I love flowers and plants, but I don't know the names of them. Heidi had said, my husband calls everything a hibiscus, so I finally got one so that he could be right now and then. And then Kellyanne said that Melissa put her magnet for the box on top of the cardstock, but under the DSP. And yes, there's so many different ways. If you're watching all of the videos that we are doing, you know, if you're watching Rhonda Wade's video, Jennifer Hill's on her cards, Ange McKay, Erica Serwin and Melissa Faust, if you're watching those videos too, you're getting different methods of teaching in all of them, which makes it really fun. Like, I just think it's enjoyable to see all the different ways that you can learn how to make a card, but also see what their twists are on their cards too. I'm going to go ahead and put these two pieces together because they just keep looking at me. So we will add this piece directly onto this piece with the edges together, but the border on the top and bottom. This gets added to the inside of the card with dimensionals. So I'm just going to stick those dimensionals in place. We'll place 2 on the side, 2 on the sides, 2 in the middle. So 6 altogether. We'll set that aside, and then let's create the tool that's going to go on the inside. So for the tool, we're going to glue these 2 scissor pieces together. All right, so we're going to glue those together, and you'll see how much of an overlap you have there. If you have these things wide open like that, your handles are going to be super wide and they won't fit. So you almost have to have them pretty much closed, okay? So we're going to take and hold them at this end. We're going to lift this up and we're going to put a little bit of glue between there. I think I'll do that with my precision tip bottle. So we're just going to separate those out, add a little bit of glue right in through there. Okay, can you see that? There we go. And then I'm going to stick these 2 together. And the hole is where they line up. So let these 2 sit for a minute. Then we're going to put the handles on. Oops, 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 they slid on me. Gluing foil and shiny paper like this is, you have to give it some time. Okay, we're going to put handles onto this. And so when you do this, just know that they have to fit within this zone, okay? Because this is going to sit on top of it. So it could be easier if you take and place this on there first and then glue everything in place. It's up to you, but you also don't know quite how long those handles are going to reach. So you almost have to kind of do it all at once. I'm going to bring this down just a little bit. All right, now I can flip it over. And I'm going to glue everything down. Glue, 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 glue. Let's lift it up carefully. And I think she has it, oh, it doesn't matter because I can flip this thing around. So you can lay that down. And I think she has it placed in her card this way. Either way, that's going to pop up on the inside like that. We'll set those 2 pieces aside. Let's focus on the apron now. For the apron, I actually put the pocket on first before I put the sentiment because I wanted to make sure I had enough room. So I'm going to add the pocket after I've added some of the greenery. So we're going to stick the greenery using adhesive on the front side of that stem just to help hold it. There's one coming out of the pocket. And then we'll do the same thing on this one. A little bit on the stem. And then we're going to use dimensionals to help secure those in place. So these get added right there. Flip it over. Put a couple dimensionals on the back side. So one there and one there. And that'll help hold the greenery in place. Okay. We can go ahead and peel those off. We'll stick another one on the base to help support it. And our pocket, which is going to become a pocket, is free. On her card, she had the tool outside the pocket, but I just could not resist. And I'm going to add my tool inside the pocket. Look at your lines. Look at the line of the top of your pocket and the line of the bottom of the apron and make sure that they are parallel to each other. Let's put this tool together. For that, we just put a little glue here. And we stick the handle on. These are good sized tools, you guys. I love them. Okay, so that's going to get stuck in like that. And then we're going to put this in the pocket. We're actually going to insert it into the pocket. Before we do that, let's go ahead and add this to the front of the card so we have things coming together without, you know, like I don't want to assemble this all and then stick it on here and have something fall off. We want to give it some drying time. So let's put some adhesive along the bottom of this piece and along the top before the score line, because they're going to connect in that zone, but not beyond. So now we bring these two together, line up your apron, edge to edge, corner to corner. I noticed that I have my backing showing here, so I'm going to do a quick trim. I forgot to do that check where you see if you can see both edges from one side. That should be the back. That's okay. We're taking care of it now. All right, so there's our apron so far. Let's add our sentiment towards the top with a couple dimensionals. 1, 2. And we'll place that about 1.5 inches above the pocket, so it's nice and straight. And then this tool can lean against it, go behind it, however you want that to go. I think we have plenty of room on the right side of it to add our handle so it's overlapping, but I do want this to be popped up. So I'm going to add a dimensional behind here and a smaller one behind the handle towards the top. Peel the backings off. And we'll just slip that in at an angle so it's not sticking down yet. And I think I'll angle it a little bit more. Fun, right? Our pocket has tools coming out of it. For the lanyard, which connects to the handle, you're going to take and trim at the base just to give it a little slit to open it. And then we're going to add that inside the hole. And I think I'm actually going to have that coming from the front. So hang on a minute, because I want this to glue down too. There we go. So now it's coming from the front. So we can add a little bit of glue right here. And then take this little lanyard and stick it right where that glue is. There we go. So cute. Oh my gosh. This is so adorable. Okay, flowers. The flowers we're going to add on with glue dots. So for the glue dots, they have a hole in them. Do you see they have a hole in them, right? The flowers have holes in them. But it's okay because we're going to put some embellishments over the top. Again, I did not embellish these cards yet because I didn't want to run out of the garden epoxy shapes or dots. So we've got our glue dot on there. It's holding on to the flower, but we also have a little bit of glue dot going beyond and holding onto the paper. We're going to just start sticking those onto the front of our pocket. Lifting that up, sticking this one down too. We'll put it right here. And then we got a third one because things look good in odd numbers. We'll put a third one over here, kind of up and out of the pocket a little bit, or over the top of it, I should say. Let's add our little shoulder strap pieces, shall we say, to the top. And that I would do with glue dots also. So we'll stick that onto a glue dot. We've got all kinds of noises. That's going to get stuck here in that corner. And the same thing with this one. The other day when we had sirens going, you guys could hear them, couldn't you? Someone said, I thought they were around my house, but yeah, we live on a busier, well, close to a busy street, so we can hear sirens often during the day. All right, so there's that, the inside, and then the embellishments. So let's flip this over. If you wanted to stamp on the inside layer, you would do that now. A barbecue apron with that new barbecue set. Is that what you use, Debbie? That sounds adorable. So fun. Found the instructions, slow, have to stop the video, rewind it. Totally, yes, that's another way to do it. In fact, that's the way most people do it for all of my online paper crafting classes, right? Because that's the way I give instruction for all of those is through the video. So you would just stop and start. Okay, let's peel off the backings. And then for the embellishments on this card, we're going to use the solid yellow ones from our Garden Epoxy Dots. For this, I'm adding this in here about 1/4 of an inch from the bottom of the white. Okay. And then let's do some decorating. I'm just going to peel them off with my fingernails since my fingernails are thin enough to grab them. And we will just fancy up the centers of those flowers. Gosh, this is a stinking cute card. So what I'm going to do with this one that I made beforehand and the other one that doesn't have embellishments on is I'll either use additional embellishments that I buy soon, or I could take and dive into some other ones that I have. But I figured the embellishing, I really want to spare. Look at how many we have left, you guys. And we still have 2 other days of cards left. So I just want to make sure I have enough with those colors. But I hope that you liked that card. Let me pull in the other one too. And then I'm going to show you the cards that we have been working on. If you've missed those videos, then you can go back and go, oh my gosh, see what I missed. Now I have to watch those. And I'll also show you peeks of, I think I have, oh, I do. I have both of the other cards for tomorrow, like a sample one done, except for the embellishments. So I can show those to you too. So let's look back on the days of creating that we've had here. We did these 2 yesterday. So we did a card with a potted plant and a fun kind of like quilty background, a simple quilty background. Our dragonfly has some Wink of Stella on it to make it sparkle. And we made a little cute treat container with dragonflies. This would be great for a summer party. You could put those at place settings. Those were designed by Melissa Faust. Then we had, these ones were done from the first day. 1, 2. These are the ones that we did the first day. So these cards were on Monday, and these were designed by Rhonda Wade. They were both fun fold cards. This one includes a pocket. And then we did these 2 yesterday. No, yesterday was Melissa's. Tuesday, we did these cards, and these were the ones that I had designed for the craft along. So we had a box, pretty good size box, and we'll call it the faux trellis card because it's got a backing on it. So it gives you the illusion that there's a trellis, but it's definitely supported by some pretty designer paper in the background. So we have gotten through 8 projects so far. We have 9 and 10 tomorrow and 11 and 12 the next day. 9 and 10, I have samples pretty much done, so I can give you a preview of those cards. These were designed by Erica Serwin. Look how cute that one is. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love the contrast of the dark and light. And then look how precious this is. Now, they don't have the embellishments on them, but that's the only thing left that I have to add to them. Really fun cards, you guys. This is so much fun. I love this event, and I can't wait to do it again in the summer. Again, make sure that you are subscribed to my newsletter list, my blog posts. Those are the 2 main ways that I communicate classes, and I don't want you to miss out on that. Also, in that blog post that's connected to this video, you will see another card inspiration using the Help Me Grow bundle. This is a floating frame card, and it was super fun to make. We did that with the YouTube members when we had our members only video last month. I think it was last month. I'd like to give this to someone and not sign so that they can regift. That's what a lot of people are doing. So we not only we make our cards because we enjoy creating, right? We love the creating part, but we got to then share them with people, send them, gift them, because that brightens people's days. We live in a day where everything's electronic. We get emails all the time, right? But when you get a hand stamped card in the mail, or someone hands you something with a handwritten note on the inside, it means so much more, doesn't it? And it really helps to brighten people's days. But then this is what a lot of people are doing too. They're taking and they're adding like a Post-it or sticky note or something loose in there. And that way someone can re-gift the card. That your artwork, your creativity, your designs can go even further and help inspire other people's days. So thank you for sharing that, Paulette. There is a poem that's out there about regifting cards. I don't have it in my repertoire, but I've seen it in cards that have been sent to me. Okay, questions. I'm going to ask that at this point. We're nearing the end of the video. Let me share with you the calendar of events that I have, which is connected. There's a link in the description, but it's going to bring you to this calendar. And this calendar shows you upcoming lives. Now, I've had some changes recently back and forth. We have an event happening in my family where we had to shift a few things around. So you will not see me live on this coming weekend here or on this weekend here. But otherwise, my usual time, 11 a.m. on Wednesdays, every Wednesday after Craft Week, we'll continue on with that. And then we're typically going with 7 p.m. on Friday nights for our other lives. We do have a member live that will be on the 24th of April. So I wanted to point that out to you. I do want to share with you the ordering special. Here's that card I told you about. I'm going to share with you the ordering special that you can take advantage of if you are not a demonstrator yourself, because I want you to order through you and keep yourself active. It's always best to be on the demonstrator side of things. But if you have a demonstrator already, order from them too. Share the love. If you don't have a demonstrator and you would like to purchase supplies from me, I am reaching a milestone in sales that's pretty huge. And so I'm celebrating by gifting those people who place large size orders this month. So if you place that $200 order this month, you're getting, and you're placing it now, you're getting this tutorial for free. You're getting the All-Star tutorial for free because I gift that to everybody who places a $50 order or more. You're getting loyalty points, 4 of them, and 10 in a year's time gives a free stamp set. And then you're getting that in-color butterfly pack mailed to you in mid to late May. So, you know, these kind of orders here are gift orders. And if you want to take advantage of that, you certainly can. Okay, I'm looking for questions. Do we have any questions? You made 8 of the treat containers yesterday. Isn't it fun? It's so addictive because you've got this origami type of fold and they're super easy to make. And just think of all the ways you can decorate them too. All right. Checking to see if there's any other questions. I don't see question marks or any emojis or anything. Again, today was April 2nd. I don't even know if I said that, but Thursday, April 2nd, 2026, day 4 of 6. Tomorrow will be day 5 of 6. We're going to go to tomorrow evening. So it won't be 11 o'clock. We're going to shift to evening times for the last 2 craft alongs. So Friday at 7 p.m. Central Time and Saturday at 7 p.m. Central Time. And don't forget that there's a new product of the month. New kits in the kids collection. There's so much fun stuff going on all the time. I'm going to let you all go. I don't see any questions coming through, so we will sign off. And I appreciate you all tuning in. Again, have a great day. And now I'd like you all to go and stamp your art out. Bye-bye.